All right, you know how you just kind of get wrapped up in what you're doing and you just forget to do things? I, thanks to Scott letting me check out his Netflix, which I've been without for a long time. I finished the Dave Chappelle specials. I watched Aziz. I finished Fuller House season 2, and I am a couple of episodes away from finishing 13 Reasons Why. And if I knew this was going to be a Braun Strowman edition of Raw, maybe I wouldn't necessarily have turned off Netflix and watched the show. We'll get to that. Welcome, Pedro, to chat. Also, welcome everyone to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Popcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. Wrestling content returning back to the Popcast Network like we do every single week, Mondays and Wednesdays, and occasionally Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, depending on what time you're going with. My name is Owen. Joining me, as always, is Ashley. And yeah, there's a couple things that are said. Pedro's, oh boy, chat's going a million miles an hour. Give me a second. Pedro talking about Brock and Show doing it, Mark Henry and Big Show doing it, and now Strowman and Big Show doing it. Amazing finish. Tyler Powell, Ginger Boy Wonder says, anyone want a big cast to turn heel, or is that just me? I just want Enzo off my television. Will, I hope Paul White's okay, is what he said. I really think he just had to get Braun over as a monster, but I think the biggest casualty, yes, Logan, the biggest casualty was John Cone, who flew, literally flew. Logan says Braun's the man, and I'm not on that train yet. And Travis says Braun killed Big Show in all caps. Yeah, this should be an interesting show. Obviously, you guys know I'm not a big fan of Braun Strowman. And if you weren't a fan of Braun Strowman, this probably wasn't the best Raw for you either.
Probably not.
Yeah, this was taking place in Columbus, Ohio, as longtime listeners would know as the birthplace of the Popcast Network, or at least what the Popcast Network would eventually become. And the first vlogs that I did were a Raw outside of the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, and now here we are years later, and we're still doing this every single week. We're going to talk about Raw and the fact that, like you said, Ashley, before we went on air, that Ohio really got what they wanted. They got to see someone from their hometown. They got to see someone from Cleveland and someone from Cincinnati as well. So otherwise, this crowd was not the greatest tonight, but no surprising things at all.
Somehow I think the Roman Reigns fans that were there probably were like, he ain't showing up. Right, we're getting a fucking refund.
Well, I mean,
he's advertised.
Well, no, that's the thing right now, Ashley. What I'm thinking right now is after this was over, Roman comes out with his ribs taped and everything for the dark match after the show goes off the air. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, because he was actually advertised for tonight. Will says, poor Finn, no reaction during his entrance. Columbus really hasn't seen Balor, honestly. Except for some of the NXT shows, and the ones that did really well, actually, the Arnold Classic weekends. Those NXT shows did decent. But other than that, they really haven't seen Balor before. We shall see, because apparently Raw Columbus is now Raw is Braun.
Truly, because we start with the ludicrousness of last week.
The things that would basically have turned an old school game of EWR to Roman Reigns is losing overness because you are pushing him too much.
The murder, which turned out to be a separated shoulder and bruised ribs.
Right. Well, Pedro, the thing about his concussion with Balor was he didn't really work very hard tonight. Didn't have to. Just worked a quick squash match against Hawkins. So maybe it wasn't as necessarily bad as we thought it was going to be. But either way, you can't mess around with concussion. Not this day and age.
Yeah. They gave him as little to do as possible.
Oh,
And
totally.
also notice, nothing to do with Bray, because obviously he's busy with SmackDown. Oh, I'll get to that. So Braun comes to the ring. The interesting thing is there's some boos, but it's mainly sort of cheering as well as appreciation.
Right.
Not like overly cheering or whatever, but he's like, I'm proud I broke Roman in half last week. I'm proud that Roman left in an ambulance. I'm proud that he's got broken ribs and a separated shoulder. And I'm especially proud that he isn't here tonight. And then the women and children are going, what? Quick, kids, go on the fucking store. We're getting a refund. We're going to fucking Netflix and watch 13 Things.
13 Reasons Why. Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to be watching it. If you're not watching it now, seriously, watch
13 Things minus £7 equals 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
it.
But Roman ain't here, so he's ready to rip through the locker room to prove that he's a monster of a young man. Cue Kurt, and we still approve you suck. Okay. And Kurt says, look, you've done enough damage. And Braun says, don't worry, there's more coming. And Kurt says, that's funny, because that's what Roman said to me, because guess what? I'm putting you two in a match at Payback. And Strowman is pissed. And Braun's like, look, I want to fight tonight. And Kurt says, look, most people would have you suspended. But just to make sure that nothing's happening, I'm going to give you the night off. And Braun's like, I want to fight or else. And drops the mic and leaves. So, next up, Seth comes out because he's on commentary for Samoa Joe versus Chris Jericho, which unofficially would have, I guess, been the main event of one of the TNA shows. Because Samoa Joe, when he cut that promo on Scott Hall, overshadowed Fozzie's music. It was the song. I know Fozzy did a fair number of songs for the TNA pay-per-views. I remember that. But as you'd expect from veterans like Joe and Jericho, the J&J connection, if you will. The proper one. Not bloody, Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble. If we try to remember that one. These guys had a good match.
Yeah, really, really good stuff here. ST Joe goes up for the senton off the middle rope, and he goes for the walls of Jericho. Joe tries to escape. Jericho tries to get it back in, and Joe turns him out of it. He locks in the Coquina clutch, and Jericho goes all Bret Hart, Bob Backlund, using the buckle to spring off and try to get a pinfall attempt. But of course, it gets right into the clutch. He locks in the body scissors, and Jericho taps clean. Very unique for Joe to win cleanly by submission, beating someone who is going to be competing for the United States Championship at Payback when he's only in a match with just revenge on his mind against Seth Rollins. That's very interesting for Joe to get the win here. I like it, but it's very unique. I was not expecting Joe to win. Not clean. But of course, this leads to Rollins coming out afterwards because Joe called him out.
Joe gets a mic and goes, Seth Rollins! No. There's a lot of things I remember when I showed up here. Mainly, the screams of agony that you were in and the sound of your ligaments popping out your sockets. And, falling apart. The thing is, that was only business. That's what he was hired to do by his boss, Triple H. But after what happened at Mania, when Triple H and disgustingly Stephanie were hurt, this business is no longer business. It's personal. And Seth says, of course it's bloody personal. You're the one that nearly ended my career. And you know what they say about Payback? It was a good Mel Gibson film. So here's Anderson and Gallows backstage, walking past Elias Sampson. Fuck.
I'm sure you were happy about this.
God! Braun! Sounds like 4.
Goldust, Goldust gets the worst of it, but his is the one that's just, it seemed like it's thrown to the side, quite literally, because he gets thrown into the side of a fence, like a cage door, and he's done.
Where you can see the crash map.
yeah, you totally could.
Also, does that mean Mankind's been let out of the boiler room again? Because that's how you got in the boiler room in SmackDown 1 and 2.
That's an interesting way to put it, but it's true.
You threw somebody into the steel fence, and then the hole popped up. And right in the boiler room. Boiler room brawls. God damn it. I know my gaming trivia. And then bloody Finley and Noble and Mercury show up and go, hey! Check on Goldie. The fucking dog? What? And then the best bit is like we cut to backstage and a ref comes into the locker room and says, look, Braun, you heard what the general manager said. You can, you've got the night off. You don't have to be here. And Braun says, I'll leave when I want to leave. And the ref's just like, I'm going to fucking creep away. It's just... The Gallows in the ring and says, Gallows and Anderson. And good old Anderson says, it's as if Truth and Goldust got the United Airlines treatment. Yes!
Got a great reaction given the fact United Airlines is definitely prevalent in Columbus Airport. I know because I've flown it before.
But the treatment we get is we're left hanging. We're waiting for an opponent. What nerds are they going to throw at us? Q, Enzo, and Cass, yes, they still are around. They aren't on Superstars this week. Or main event, or whatever the fuck it is. And they will prove that Anderson and Gallows are something. They didn't have too bad a match, to be quite honest.
All right.
But the thing I did like was the finish.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Because I'm trying to think with the way it built. So Cass got the hot tag, connected with his usual stuff, the clothesline and the Empire Elbow?
Side salto, Empire Elbow, big boot. Tagging Enzo, NBA Jam.
Yeah, went for the NBA Jam, but Luke came in and got knocked onto the apron. So Cass goes for the big boot to try and knock him off. But in doing so, basically clean goes over the top rope and tumbles to the floor.
It's a good battle royal elimination spot, too.
Yeah. Enzo goes for some sort of dive, but Anderson catches him and basically just loosely drops him.
He went for the Scott Taylor
on the
flying
top of the
DDT.
turnbuckle ropes. Yeah, but he basically just dropped him on the top of the ropes. So he just fell like a sack of potatoes, and Anderson's like, I'm pinning him. 1, 2, 3. Yes. The club wins.
Life is good.
Now we've got to show Mickey. Because we're building up the women's number 1 contender match for later on. Then also, set for SmackDown tomorrow, as it's announced. We've got a 6-pack challenge to determine the new number 1 contender for the WWE title after the whole House of Horrors thing, which is, from what I remember, Harper, Rowan, Zayn, Ziggler, and Jinder Mahal and Mojo Rawley.
Who booked this match? Seriously.
Fucking Vince. Fucking Vince.
Yeah, you can tell.
Then we got a Nia Jax video as we come to Miz TV, and they recap quickly how Dean confused them for Nikki and John last week. And Miz welcomes everybody to Miz TV. Says, last week, how they jumped ship, probably being the cruise ship. Except we had a little stowaway, but as he's saying that, he gets interrupted by Dean's music. And comes out and says, sorry, did I come out early? I'm just excited to be here, but I'm willing to let bygones be bygones because, you're from Cincinnati, I'm from Cleveland, and we're in Ohio. Or something. I don't know that stuff because I'm from the right country. Bah. And then says how Miz's red suit is looking ridiculous. And Miz says, look, the thing that's ridiculous is your, not my kempt appearance, but your unkempt appearance. You're not the right image for anything. Somehow, fan favorite. Somehow, you were the first pick of the SmackDown in the draft ahead of me. Somehow, you were WWE champ at SummerSlam. But what happened? You wasted it all because just about 6 months later, where are you? Mania pre-show. You aren't even on the grandest stage of them all. You're sort of the side attraction to the grandest stage of them all. Now, the only reason you're not going to break the glass ceiling is because you're lazy and complacent. And Dean says, no. Ain't about looks or anything. It's what's inside. It's your heart, man. Some care about image, what others think about them. Me? I'm me. I do this stuff because I love this stuff. That's why I'm the Intercontinental Champ. And let's be honest, Miz, you should know that because I'm the guy that beat you for the belt. And then Maurice comes in saying, look, you having that belt? There was a saying once, holding the belt, the belt doesn't make the man makes the belt. Miz adds on to that saying, look, the fact that you're champ, you as well as that title are just a joke. And Dean just attacks Miz. Maurice tries to go in with like a strike or whatever. But Dean obviously is like, whoa. Miz tries to take advantage of it, but Dean attacks Miz further. Miz flees with Maurice. And that's the segment. Huh?
Not much to it, really. I don't like how they're going back to this well again. I really don't. I want this Miz Ambrose feud to be quickly over with. Miz moves on to bigger and better things. I'm scared to death they're going to make the Miz get lost in the shuffle on Raw because there's too many people on Raw. After what the Miz did with Cena, I really think Miz should be getting a world title push. And with the world champion not even on the Raw brand right now,
you're fucked.
Pretty much. And then we get
randomly Braun's dragging Callisto backstage. Apparently, it wasn't good enough with Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Now he's just getting manhandled by somebody else. A la bloody Terry Funk and Chainsaw Charlie 19 years ago. We're throwing Callisto in rubbish bins.
Well, the way he threw him, I got the vibe of Kevin Nash lawn darting Rey Mysterio into the side of the TV. To some extent.
And then Braun gets sideswiped by Big Show, saying, you want to pick up people your own size, huh? And he walks off. And some person in the crowd must be Luke Harper, because all I hear is, like, what?
Didn't I hear that guy go, whoa, it's the Big Show?
Was it that?
Pretty sure I heard
That's all I heard. It sounded like Luke Harper has invaded the show. Oh my God. The Superstar Shakeup has had an additional member. So after the break, they obviously confirm Strowman Big Show's happening. Now TJ Buck can recap his heel turn. He's taking on Jack Gallagher. So it's a 205 live rematch because nobody fucking watched it last week.
Drop the music. Seriously, you're a heel now. Drop the music.
Change the graphics as well.
I mean, I do want to play Mega Man every single time the TJP comes out, but the thing is, I shouldn't want to because he's a bad guy now.
And then it's time for a special appearance from Neville.
Yeah, I'm sure the people that love his pyro because it freaks you out because you're not expecting it.
Did you fucking see that? It's like, here's Neville, and TJ's like, fingers in the fucking ears. Because it's too fucking loud even for him, and he's nowhere near the fucking pyro. He's in the middle of the ring.
I was right. We were right on the side next to the ramp whenever, like on the side of the ramp, basically before you walk down the actual aisle itself. And that pyro when Neville comes out is super loud.
But then, of course, Aries music plays.
Special
and he comes out saying, look, if Neville can be introduced with a special appearance, then I think it's only fair that the number one contender to his belt at Payback should make a super special appearance at this match and should watch from ringside. He grabs a steel chair from, the timekeeper's area and puts it right next to fucking Neville, starts eating his banana and going, what do you think of this match? What do you think is going to happen? And Neville just takes his swivel chair and pushes it right to the other end of the ring area. And it's like, yeah, pretty good. And I don't think it was as good as the 205 live.
No, pretty something was missing. It was good, but something seemed like it was missing.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's like
obviously we had the whole TJ dissing William III.
Yeah.
Which then led to, chim chimmery, Chim Chim Ginger Falls.
Yeah, good stuff here. Gallagher must be watching Bo Dallas because I noticed he's been using his power slam lately. Exploder power slam that he's been using that Bo Dallas used to use as a finish in NXT. Well, actually, it was a setup move in NXT. Yeah, good stuff here. Gallagher hits the red card. TJ rolls the outside. And of course, we get the spot you just spoke of earlier. One of the things in this match is Austin Aries gets lambasted by the body of Jack Gallagher. So Aries is like, "You son of a!" He gets on the ring apron. He takes his jacket off. Neville attacks from behind, and he sweeps the leg.
The referee's looking at all that shit, and then
he sweeps the leg, and he basically looks like he fell on his elbow, like off, like hit the apron and then hit the ground.
True. But as I say, while the referee was looking at all that, actually led to the finish.
Perkins kicks the arms and kicks the rope into Gallagher's face. That's a detonation kick for the win.
TJ wins again.
Yes, Pedro, I know. I completely agree with you. We were right against the side of the stage when his pyro kit went off on Raw a couple weeks ago. And yeah, it's loud.
Who else is in the chat? All I'm seeing is Pedro. All you other people are better start typing stuff.
Pedro is Logan.
I might need somebody for an upcoming thing within the next few minutes.
Oh no, it's coming up now.
Nobody knows what it is apart from me. That's the best bit.
So then we got an Alexa Bliss video for the women's title. And then they also reveal for the first time ever Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. And then there's an extra tease for us fucking people in the know. Cesaro was talking with Apollo Crews backstage.
That was nice. I enjoyed that.
Dragon Gate Japan. Dragon Gate Japan. And Titus comes in and says, "Look, Apollo, if you want success on Raw, you got to be with the Titus brand. You know, it's only fair that people should be traveling to various places around the world on Apollo cruises."
This is horrible.
And then if they're feeling hungry, they should have, what was it? Apollo what?
Like, while you're on the Apollo cruise, you can listen to some music, some Apollo blues, and this promo gave me nothing.
That was it, Apollo blues. And then, of course, if anybody gets into any legal issues, then they all can go to 1-800-APOLLO-SUES.
For the people, but mostly for me.
Yeah. Basically, they're doing this because apparently Apollo Crews is becoming a dad soon. So Titus wants to help him out by taking a 99% cut of his money.
This promo is an Apollo snooze. If I drank alcohol, I would be drinking Apollo booze to try to get through it.
You're using the wrong comparison.
Ugh.
This had me going Titus Hero.
Oh God.
Oh no! Oh no!
If only.
No, just like legit. Oh no. Mike Rome!
Yes.
Matt's like, everything's in crazy now since we've gone back. And Jeff's like, you know, I didn't think we'd be this excited to be back, but, you know, everybody's killing it right now. Cues Sheamus and Cesaro, welcoming the Hardys back officially. And Sheamus says, "Look, when I was a kid, I saw the TLC match at Mania 17. And Cesaro's like, yeah, I'm having, you know, a match I never thought that I'd have, taking on Jeff. And Sheamus goes, well, let's be honest, though, guys. When ladders aren't around, you aren't going to be good. And me and Cesaro are going to get our belts back. And Cesaro's just like, look, I apologize for my tag partner's rudeness there. Let's just be on good terms. And, let's hope we can have a good match tonight. And then Sasha Banks gets a video and also makes her way out. Which means Logan Burton.
Oh boy.
You are the guinea pig in what I like to call the best game show in the history of Popcasts, mainly because this is the only fucking one. It's time for Odd One Out. Yes. 70s cheesy game show music, motherfuckers. Yes.
I have no idea what is about to happen.
What is happening here? Logan, you got to tell me the odd one out from our next match, because it's the number one contenders match for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm going to give you your list. We got Sasha Banks. We got Nia Jax. We got Alexa Bliss. And we got Mickie James. Logan, I need you to tell me the odd one out. If you are wrong, you get the horn of shame. If it fucking works. If you win, you get the fucking train whistle. And you win a year's free supply of air brought to you by our sponsors of Mother Earth. So, come on. I want to know. Who is the odd one out? I need to check back to chat. The music's playing in the background. Going fucking awesome. Come on, Logan. Please. Otherwise, you're not going to win this year's supply of free air. It's got to go to somewhere. Got to go to fucking somewhere.
I have no idea what's going on with the slogan. I would just play along.
Don't worry, it could have been Owen playing this. You're the victim. Is Logan not going to answer?
I can't tell.
How much of a fucking lag are we on here? God damn it!
We don't have lag. We're good. Just everybody's not. It's quiet in chat right now. Pedro, can you hear us?
You can ask the audience. Anybody else in chat? Feel free to give any hints as who you think the odd one out is of Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss is. This is the only way we can pad this fucking show to actually be like an hour and a half tonight. Yes!
Pretty much. Pedro, feel free to answer if Logan's not going to.
Yeah. Pedro, you can get that year's supply of air.
He really wants to give it away.
Yes. Mainly because, it's pretty easy to. Is Roman an option? No, it is not the internet darlings how Adam Blompier should have booked everything. If you haven't seen that video, that is pretty fucking awesome.
I should have been there for that.
Roman Reigns wins Christmas. I gave you your 4 options. Is it Sasha? Is it Nia? Is it Mickie? Or is it Alexa?
Pedro, you are now playing by default.
Because Logan's too scared to win a thing that isn't even fucking real. It's just a joke that I'm trying to do to actually, Pedro's going with Nia Jax. Oh, shit. right?
Logan went with Nia Jax as well.
Oh, eventually. He came up with it. Eventually. Well, let's go. Let's go to the fucking board. Is it the right answer? Yes! Nia Jax is the correct answer. Not only because she's green as goose shit, but also, why the fuck are we giving her a weight and all the other women weigh practically nothing? That was the debut and the last ever odd one out because this format died a fucking death. I'll see you alongside fucking Jinder Mahal's career after he injures somebody fucking tomorrow night on SmackDown. That's all, folks.
Wait a minute, you mean he actually might be able to injure Mojo tomorrow?
Oh, fuck it, he'll injure all 5 of them because he's roid. Not fucking dieting.
Logan said sorry I didn't respond. I was away getting my dinner.
God damn it.
Now you know how I feel on Wednesday nights, Logan. Yeah, this match happened as well. This wasn't bad. I enjoyed this a lot, actually. The match was really good.
It wasn't too bad because you had it constantly mixing through. Also, because you had bits like that person's gonna win, that person's gonna win. No, don't do that. Nia's gonna fucking win. I literally did that when
Yes.
oh, but the Sasha had the bank statement on Bliss.
Yep.
And Mickey came in to break it up, and I was like, "No, Nia's winning! You bitch! You absolute bitch!"
Yeah,
I lost my rag.
basically Sasha ends up getting hit with a Samoan drop by Nia, and then Alexa knocks Nia to the outside and steals the pin. Life is good. So we're getting Bayley and Alexa Bliss for the women's championship, the Payback.
Short bitch versus short bitch.
Who
wins?
Logan,
the bookers decide.
Logan says, "Now give me my air."
You already got it. That's the genius of a year's brought to you by our sponsors of Mother Earth. It sort of starts instantaneously. There's no 14-day grace period. You got to wait for it to come in the fucking post. It's just there. Oh. I just wanted to do something that wasn't Sesame Street for once.
Pedro says Nia is the Roman Reigns of the women's division, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you not hear what happened in the crowd?
I couldn't, because obviously I was having issues watching tonight.
During the match, every time Nia was in the ring, a smattering of fans were going, "Roman sucks! Roman!"
Oh, that's great.
Because they knew that was the closest they were getting to a Samoan on this show.
Can we get confirmation that Roman and Braun was the dark match tonight, please?
So, just to add in here, because obviously it does tie into news, obviously we'll talk about, but it doesn't really need to be talked about Wednesday because it was brought up on the night. After all their fucking build, Dash and Dawson are going to be out of commission for 2 months because Dash Wilder dislocated his jaw.
Yep.
I don't know if it was the NXT shows or the Raw shows this weekend.
It was probably the NXT shows.
But, yeah, he's out of commission for a couple of months. So you will not be seeing Revival with those tag belts until Brooklyn. To be honest, makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because I think Hardy's and Revival Would you dare do Hardy's a Revival Hell in a Cell? That's, of course, if Hell in a Cell is a Raw pay-per-view again this year.
I don't recall. I mean, I just want to see them in a straight match, period.
True. Big Show backstage with Dasha.
It's
Or was it
Charlie.
Charlie.
It was Charlie.
It's the only sighting we saw of her. It's like, is she dead?
No, they did this so she could interview the Big Show so they could put over the fact that she's tiny and he's tall.
Ah. Braun needs to know what it's like to be intimidated. To there. Kurt Hawkins in the ring. Anybody that gets in the ring is a star. So who's next to step into the Star Factory? And then Balor comes out, and I'm like, so I guess the concussion wasn't that bad. And then the match went about 70 seconds, and I went, perhaps he still has it, but they're just being cautious.
Yeah, this was very safe for Balor.
Coup de grace.
Yeah, not much. Sling blade, shotgun, coup de grace, done the party. Paige, you gotta look at what
Vince
Paige.
McMahon likes midgets on a microphone. Vince McMahon likes midgets on a microphone. Except Mike Rome, who's actually sort of tall.
Yeah, he's definitely tall. I can vouch for this 100%, and so could any Horror Nights fan that's in this chat right now. Pedro and Logan are both saying that Hardy's and the Revival is the money match. Yes. God, yes.
I think that would be sensible to have the title change from the Hardys to Revival at SummerSlam.
That makes sense to me.
Let the Hardys have their run. Go through everybody. Go through the club. Go through, I guess, Enzo and Cass.
Now who cares about them?
Obviously go through Sheamus and Cesaro, and the only one left is Revival. And Revival beat them.
Eventually.
So, then it's time. Well, they build up to Bray Wyatt's sermon to the snake, apparently. Can't think who that's for. Jake Roberts.
This was real Halloween Horror Nights style stuff to me.
Well, no, because we got to get to Jewel Hill, who's in the crowd because Michael Cole is a fucking ignoramus. Because according to Cole, the film that's coming out April 28th is called Slate. And then 40 seconds later, at the end of the trailer that they show, it says Slight coming out April 28th. Like, well done, Cole. Get the fucking word wrong. Just to really piss people off, can somebody in America make sure that in some cinemas across the country there is that slate that comes out? So when people go to the box office and say, 2 tickets for Slate, they'll go to the wrong fucking film. And then WWE loses more money.
Well, Flight doesn't really have, to my knowledge, doesn't have a WWE Films connection. Yeah, it does. Never mind.
They bought the rights from Sundance last year.
Yeah, they have it.
Considering how many bloody black people they've got on commentary now, why didn't they pick up the rights to Birth of a Nation? Because the fact that Otunga has been replaced by Booker T has established the fact that there's got to be a black guy on commentary. It's not like somebody that is, top notch. Although I will say Booker T was actually pretty good tonight.
Yeah, he was fine.
The actual chemistry of the three tonight was actually pretty good. In case you're wondering where Otunga is, they decided to draft him just as he's about to make a fucking movie, so he's going to be gone for 6 weeks. Brilliant fucking deal. Jesus. Speaking of Jesus, Mike Grome is backstage with Jericho and says, look, I lost tonight, to a pretty damn good wrestler. But at the minute, I'm sidetracked by Kevin Owens and getting the US title back because, he says he's the face of America. Nobody wants that face. They want the face of Jericho. Frame it in, man. Striker pose. And, sure, if he does win the title at Payback, it means he's going to SmackDown. But whether it's Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, ECW, NXT, Velocity, Heat, Afterburn, or Nitro, the friends of Jericho will always follow me. Don't you forget that, Tom. And of course, Mike's like, I'm not Tom, I'm Mike. And Chris is like, you know who you are? Really? Yeah, I'm Mike. Tom. Mike. Tom. Mike. Mike. Tom. You see? You don't even know who you are. You know what happens when you still don't know your identity? Even though I've already told you your identity? You know what happens? And just as the clicks are about to start, fucking guitar shows up. And he goes, scratch that, Tom. You know what happens? Lanky hair, weird looking person. You know what happens, Drifter, Whisper, Flisper? When you interrupt Chris Jericho? Huh? You just made the list! Thanks, Tom. And walks off. Like, good. I now know that's why Mike Rome is there, because he's basically the feed for Jericho.
Looks like it.
So basically, when Jericho's back, Mike Rome's going to be on the show as well.
And that's a good
I
thing.
think that's going to be the running gag for probably as many years as it goes. Except Bray now cuts in, saying, what are you afraid of, Randy? Is it the dark? Is it monsters? Is it pain? Is it projections onto the ring, which makes your match look fucking terrible? Fear is what brings people together. But you see, I'm the one that controls. And at Payback in that House of Horrors, you're going to suffer all your fears. You'll be punished at breaking point. You'll be like on the racks, trying to bite through your own fucking arms to realize Arms is coming to the Switch. But who is it fucking for? Is it for fight connoisseurs at Evo? Or is it for 10-year-old kids that are going to be off their heads on PCB? Or Somas? You'll be feeling things that you've never felt before, Randy. Especially that 12-year-old on PCP. He'll be off his tits. But all that fear will feed me, Bray. Will feed Bray. And when I leave the House of Horrors, I will leave alone. Making sure I burn it down with you left inside it. The fire will burn. Run, motherfucker! Good promo.
Yeah.
The fuck this match is going to be.
They don't know.
The way they talked about it, and I know this was part of the survey, the way they talked about it at the start, saying where it all began, where the fire started, is clearly like the match is going to start at the the Wyatt shack that got burned out.
The Wyatt compound, basically.
Yeah, I think what they're probably going to try and do is like a WrestleMania. Was it 12?
Yeah, it was 12. The backlot Hollywood backlot brawl.
Yeah, the WrestleMania 12 deal with Goldust and Piper, in that the first bit will be pre-recorded stuff, a la sort of delete and everything, and then it will go live to the ring for the main event. Even though it probably won't be the main event, it will probably be the co-main, I would have thought, because I'm guessing the main is going to be Roots, Braun, and Reigns. I'm guessing.
That's likely.
So then Alicia is discussing Noam's present because they're watching it on the network with Dana, saying she'll get even on 205 Live tomorrow. And then Emma comes in and says, "You do know, Alicia, that Dana was joking about that with the other woman, saying, it's only fair that she got something in her face." And Alicia's like, "I do not want to be your friend." And I'm like, nobody wants to be your fucking friend. Nobody wants you on this fucking roster anymore. Fuck off. And Emma goes, "Dana, if you want to stand on your own 2 feet, you better get used to balancing." And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Also, when the fuck are you 3 bitches wrestling? Ever? Or is it just the other 4? And you letting Paige get a bloody the JJ filled by Del Rio's dick on Impact every Thursday? Probably. I wonder what fucking happens if Del Rio gets injured on the tapings this weekend.
Well,
WCPW will be pissed.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because if you look at the bookings for this weekend, like the convention circuit, Del Rio's not going to be at all 4 of those shows.
Mm-hmm.
I can confirm that. I mean, he's going to be in Tucson, Arizona on April 20th, which that's the first night of tapings. He's good for the second night of tapings. Reno Scum and Chris Adonis won't be on April 22nd because they're working for All Pro Wrestling. You've got, obviously, the 22nd is the Collector Fest. Well, there's a lot of names on that, but I don't see anything that really affects Impact. ODB won't be at the building on the 22nd because she's working Remix. So, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? The Spike, so they're deciding to put the wrestling, after obviously Thursdays on Pop. They're deciding to do it in the UK on Spike on Friday nights.
Interesting.
Nobody's going to watch it on a Friday night. That's a stupid ass day. They fucked themselves over. Also, hang on, let's have a look at the notes. Have they... Well, they said, come to our Twitter stuff on Monday and we'll tell you about World of Sport. Oh, fucking hell, Lashley? Fuck. That's it. That's all they've got to fucking announce. Fucking Alex Shane is going to be part of Impact Wrestling.
I hope not.
Good fucking riddance. Well, technically he is, because obviously World of Sport is him. Christ. So the only announcement that they've basically made for fucking World of Sport Wrestling is Lashley's going to be there. I'm going to shift fucking tickets. Jesus Christ. Sorry, I was expecting more when they said major announcements coming. I didn't know it was going to be just one. Holy fuck. And then we come to the bit where I noticed the thing. So it was Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro.
Yep.
And I can't remember. I think it was Cesaro's entrance when he came down. And I went, hang on. What's happened to the fucking ring posts? Why aren't there screens on the ring posts? And of course, bloody Sherlock Disney over here came up with the line, perhaps we're going to destroy the ring.
Just
And
made
I'm
sense.
like, you clever fuck. Anyway, let's actually talk about a good match first.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Jeff and Cesaro.
Great stuff here. Jeff basically hit a lot of his normal offense. The Manhattan drop, the leg drop to the midsection, seated drop kick for a near fall, twist of fate countered into a European uppercut, or a Swiss uppercut in this case, for a near fall. Jeff kicks off the swing attempt and springboard the 180 Swiss uppercut for a near fall. Cesaro goes for the swing again, and Jeff's like, nope, not going to let that happen. Does the inverted enziguri, go up top. Cesaro goes up, hits the Swiss uppercut, goes for the superplex, and Cesaro gets crotched on the top. Jeff with a front drop kick, and Cesaro goes to the outside. So they get back in the ring. Jeff hits a whisper in the wind for a near fall. Seated drop kick onto Cesaro. Second one does not connect. He sets up the Gotch style neutralizer. Jeff backdrops out of it. Boot in, twist of fate, goes up top, swanton, 1, 2, 3. Really good. Excellent match. After it's over, both babyface teams shake hands and hug. I enjoyed this.
And
greatly.
Mike's backstage trying to update us on Golden Truth and Callisto's conditions. Fucking Slater and Rhino show up and it's like, who fucking called you to be here? And why is the answer nobody? So they're just like, I don't know what fucking Rhino's doing. He's just like eating like fucking Cool Whip.
Maybe.
He's got like biscuits and he's just got a can of like spray that he's spraying on him or something. And then of course, happens and everybody jumps and just like sticks to the wall as if they're a fly. Yeah, Braun is rampaging. He's fighting. I think. And yeah. It's time for Braun versus Big Show.
Yeah, I mean they worked a wrestling match for a while, which kind of popped the crowd. Arm drags, kip ups, some decent stuff here. And then we got into the Haas fight. They battled each other momentarily. Big Show goes for the choke slam. Strowman kicks out. A running power slam. Big Show kicks out. They teased the top rope numerous times, but they kept going against it. And finally, they get to it. When Braun leaps off the middle rope, gets caught with a knockout punch for the near fall. Double down, and he goes up to the middle. Strowman runs up the corner, and he sets it up. You get a wide angle shot of the camera of the entire ring, and then all of a sudden,
multiple times actually.
yes,
You could see that even beforehand. It was like, why are they going that wide?
they teased it, and then they delivered because Braun hits a superplex, and the ring explodes. It collapses. John Cone dies for your sins. I mean,
Oh God, I need the clip. Where is it? Where's the fucking clip?
like I said,
Anybody's seen the clip?
oh, the clip's great.
Oh, Kelsey Grammer falls off. It's the first thing when you search for Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer falls off stage. This is what John Cone did. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good Lord. The way he just fell, it's the stupid thing is like the ring broke and he was trying to lean on the ropes. It's like,
I know that was the mistake. His biggest mistake was trying to lean against the ropes when he knew it was going to collapse.
So he just ate shit. If he's actually injured, hashtag your own fucking fault, John. Oh.
And of course, after this is over, Big Show's pretty much dead to rights at this point. And the crowd's going completely insane. Braun stands up tall, and that's the end of the show.
Oh my God.
Yes, that happened.
And of course, you know, Strowman gets up. And celebrates. I'm like, Roman's got this coming. And I'm like, no, he fucking isn't. What he's got coming is die, Roman, die.
Pretty much.
Cannot let. Also, you know, it's at the start when they did the whole grave, serious thing. It's like, oh my God, our hero has been slain. We're cutting out the you deserve it and die, Roman, die.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
This is just like dun dun dun. Oh, poor hero, killed by the beast. Like, and everybody was just like, fuck him, fuck Roman, fuck him.
No Raw Dark match tonight.
That honestly might be why they did what they did last week, because they're writing him off TV. Because spoilers, in case you haven't read any of the dirt sheets or Musha Dave's updates, they're booing Roman at the house shows now.
Yep.
That's what happens when you cause Undertaker to retire. You become the biggest heel in the company. But no, he's a fucking face.
And due to the ring breaking, we got no dark match tonight in Columbus.
So they didn't have Roman on at all.
Roman was completely kept off the show.
Even for the live crowd.
Even for the live crowd.
Refund the fuck out of it. If Roman is the new Cena, go for your fucking refund. Saying, I came to this show expecting it. He was advertised to be showing up. Where the fuck was he? Get their fucking money back.
So I went to a house show in Charleston, West Virginia many years ago, and the main event was scheduled and booked to be Sting versus Big Van Vader. Vader got food poisoning, so Vader couldn't make the show, and Sting ended up having to work this really lopsided 11-man battle royal in your main event. Pedro says the dark match was the people taking the ring apart. They sold it so well. I guess Big Show does know how to get other big guys over. Yeah, I mean, I know that for Cena they did have, like Logan said, card subject to change. The thing is, they do have refund policies. If certain superstars aren't at the event like they're scheduled to be, they'll put up a sign at the ticket, like right when you first enter the building, like so-and-so's not here tonight. If you'd like your money back, I think you have until the third match on the card before no more refunds. Something like that. It used to be something like that. I don't know if it's like Logan's saying, is that only for live events? I would see no reason why it wouldn't be for televised shows as well.
Well, the idea, of course, it makes sense if it's for televised shows, because the idea is they've drawn the crowd in and it's so big, not because they want to be on TV, but because they want to be on TV because the star's on it, so that's where you're going to see their best match, rather than on a house show.
Right. Pedro says SmackDown Live when he went, certain people in his row left when they found out John Cena wasn't there.
Yep.
I saw
with
people leave too, Pedro.
Respect, Cena wasn't advertised.
No, he was not.
Let me quickly jump to WWE.com/events and let me see, possibly for the weekend. Holy shit, it's Full Sail tapings tonight as well, or this week?
Yeah, Full Sail tapings are Wednesday night. I think it's Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I'd love to go, but unfortunately I could not unless someone wants to take me legit, because I have no way to get over there and it is way too expensive.
More details on Kansas City next week. By the way, tickets are still available.
Of course.
Featured superstars, Roman Reigns. He's going to be there. Of course, the way they could get out of it on the house shows, of course, was the fact that Roman came out after the main event. So he still made an appearance, even though he was supposed to be, dead. God damn it, Louisville, you're fucking lucky.
Apparently
at Cricket Wireless, they've got a meet and greet with Kevin.
Yeah.
Then again, Ty's going to be at Barnes & Noble on Thursday.
Yep.
Apparently.
Yeah, unless something changes drastically, which it easily could, I'm going to be I'll be busy during the day on Thursday, and then Thursday night I'm going to Impact, because I'll be at Impact all weekend.
Well, Roman's supposed to be on the Friday show in Rapid City, San Diego, I'm guessing that is.
Okay.
Saturday, if I can let it scroll so I can actually look at this shit. Which would he be? I guess probably Bismarck, Nevada. I'm guessing. Yeah. Staying on the West Coast. And then Sunday, Nevada and Fargo. I think ND's Nevada, isn't it? No, that'd be MV. What's ND?
North Dakota.
Oh, okay. It's not Nevada, it's North Dakota. ND is one I don't normally see. Because they never go to North Dakota for Raw or SmackDown.
No. Apparently, I don't know if we're going to see it on SmackDown tonight or not, but Eric Rowan is doing a new gimmick for that on the house shows over the weekend.
Was he just stealing from Doctor Who again because of his mask and going, "Are you my mummy?"
No, apparently he has a clown painted version of the sheep mask and he takes balloons to the ring, gives them to a kid, and pops them in front of him.
He's
Pogo.
He's stealing shit from Jack. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's more Pennywise than Jack. But wrestling wise, I think he's basically Pogo. He's not the same size as Pogo, but it sounds like that's the gimmick that they're looking at. And for those of you that don't know what I'm referring to, Pogo the Clown from XPW. Yeah, when Matt Bourne did Doink Logan, he did something like that to kids in the crowd too.
Certainly.
That may be our show, honestly. I think it is actually.
If this show hadn't have happened, this would have been over an hour. That would have been unacceptable.
Yeah, not much to do on the show. Yeah, yes, Pedro, Pogo from XPW. That's exactly who I'm referring to with Eric Rowan now. I guess we'll see what happens on SmackDown. So, real quick, yes. Oh my God, yes. I know exactly the XPW tapes you're talking about. I had them on VHS actually instead of DVD. Yeah, but we'll get to that later. So that's the reason why I called it a flying guillotine this day instead of Blockbuster, because of the Rock Superstar Chaos. Now, and that's where, that's where Ryan Katz came from. He was GQ Money in XPW, the road agent for WWE. Well, he actually works for NXT, but I mean, Ryan Katz I know him from XPW, and obviously Wrestling Society X is Fabian Kalin. Gotta love that name. Especially for Wrestling Society X, which also included Vic Grimes and Supreme, interestingly enough, as we're getting to that. So, I got your show tonight. It is Monday, of course. Well, technically it's now Tuesday. So, tomorrow at 9 p.m., back to its regular day and time, the Wednesday Wrestling Popcast will be returning. But before we go any further with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Pedro in chat, Tyler Powell, Ginger Boy Wonder. I saw Will. I saw Travis. I saw Logan. Logan was in there tonight too as well. Thanks everyone for being in the live chat tonight. We had some fun. Ashley played a little game, which may or may not ever return to the network. I guess we'll see.
It probably will. It probably will, but it won't. It'll be an off regular thing. I don't know if it's every fortnight or just whenever I feel like using old school video game music rather than Cookie Monster.
Makes sense. So, Ashley, where can we find you on social media?
I am on Twitter at Ashes My Name UK. I don't know what the topic of Game with Ash is because it's Easter and bugger all happened yet. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. How? I might even be having some more sushi.
Oh, more Stephen snack
videos whenever I fucking feel like it.
Yes.
Or when Owen has... Basically, there'll be reserves for either when I can't do a video or when Owen needs filler.
Yes. Filler is a good thing sometimes.
So I think it depends how much I want to eat, whether I want to go 1, 2, or 3 with what I managed to get reduced, like last time, for fucking cheap
There we go.
from the shops. So we'll see. But you won't know, it'll be like Heath Ledger's Joker. You'll never see them coming.
You can follow
Except
Logan.
when Owen says there's one of those videos coming up.
Yes. You'll get a reminder. Logan can be followed on Twitter at LoganBurton10. Follow Pedro at Evil Takes Root. And another shout out to Acer at Acer1337. Yes, in a row for all the podcasts you should be listening to, wrestling and or otherwise, plus his YouTube channel, Acer5000. So real quick before we go, quick programming note, like I just mentioned, we are going to be doing the Wednesday Wrestling Podcast 9 p.m. on tomorrow night. And then Thursday is going to be a brand new edition of Sip and Snack. Friday will be the return of Versus. And then Saturday, Game with Ash. And then Sunday, AJ's movie reviews is going to be tackling something else. I don't know what's going on. AJ's having some technical issues right now. So hopefully we'll be able to get something out to you. I guarantee you we will, because we got the Sandy Wexler review that just came out yesterday. So check that out if you're so inclined. And you guys have been asking me about Halloween Horror Nights. I don't have a definitive answer for you yet. I guess we're just waiting a little bit longer until we get some more actual concrete information.
There is a definitive answer soon.
Yeah, exactly. The evil S word that anybody in chat right now absolutely despises, and that's the word soon. So yeah, I will be at Impact this on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you are wanting to go, line up Blue Man Group entrance at 5 p.m. 6 p.m. is when the doors open. Actually, probably a little bit before that. They said bell time might be 6 p.m. Either way, 6 p.m. on Thursday, which is going to be a live to tape show, is going to be airing on Pop that night. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will all be stuff. There's going to be one night only taped. There's going to be a bunch of Impact shows taped. And it should be an interesting night of action, several nights of action. So stay tuned for that. And this Wednesday, Full Sail, of course, is NXT tapings. We'll try to get those results for you guys for the Wednesday show. I guess we'll see what we can do with that. Yes, Pedro, there are some things that are currently set up. Hopefully we'll be getting to that later. And I think that's our show tonight. So as always, if you want to follow along with us on Twitter, you can. It's at Popcast Network. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Suro and Disney. And you check out our Patreon or our official merchandise on Zazzle, or you can check out our Facebook fan page, all available at Popcast Network. So, as always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more this evening you have chosen the Popcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Make sure you get La La Land on digital and then buy it on DVD and Blu-ray when it comes out at the end of the month. And for God's sakes, watch 13 Reasons Why as soon as you can. If you have Netflix or if you don't, find a way to watch it. It's totally worth your time. I binge watched it all day. I missed the last 2 episodes. I need to finish those probably tomorrow morning because I am super wiped from today. It'll just make the time fly right by. Just some really powerful stuff. So stay tuned. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
You know what happens, Titus, when you keep making bad Apollo Crews puns? Stranger Apollo Crews things happen. Wow.